is Saturday. We're bringing this week to a conclusion, and I'm somewhat sad. I won't have time to spend more time with you, but I'm grateful for what it is that we have discussed as we have gone through this week. So I've been blessed. I pray you have been blessed as well. Today we cover Romans, the 4th chapter, the 13th through the 17th verse. And let me go ahead and share this word with you, reading out of the New International Version. It says, "It was not through the law that Abraham and his offspring received the promise that he would be heir of the world, but through the righteousness that comes by faith. For if those who depend on the law are heirs, faith means nothing and the promise is worthless, because the law brings wrath. And where there is no law, there is no transgressions. Therefore, the promise comes by faith, so that it may be by grace and may be guaranteed to all Abraham's offsprings, not only to those who are of the law, but also to those who have the faith of Abraham. He is the father of us all, as it is written, 'I have made you a father of many nations.' He is our Father in the sight of God, in whom he believed, the God who gives life to the dead and calls into being things that were not." The word of God for the people of God, and truly thanks be unto God. Paul continues this whole conversation, and remember yesterday we hung on that thing that our salvation comes through faith in Jesus Christ, not by works, not by observing any rituals. Remember yesterday, Paul pressed his claim further by talking about circumcision and those who were uncircumcised, and just because you were circumcised didn't make you closer to God, but it was truly through your faith. And he continues this conversation today. And what we all need to understand is that the Jews considered that the Mosaic law was God's special revelation and God's standard for human conduct and their basis to be in right standing with God. So if they were doing all the things of the law, then they felt like, hey, they were in good standing with God. So you're following all the laws, but you're not really having faith in God or faith in Jesus Christ. And Paul says, let me poke at that a little bit, declaring once again that it's not through our observance of the law that Abraham's offsprings receive salvation and God's promise. Remember, in the book of Genesis, the promise was given before the law came. The promise was given before circumcision came. But he pokes at it, he says, it's through his faith in God. And it's our faith that he continues to lift up, that, hey, just because you're a Jewish convert or you follow the laws doesn't make you any better or better Christian than those who are not circumcised. Because those who have faith in God, even though they're not circumcised, still receive the same gift that you received as well, even though you're circumcised. So these blessings are given to those who God imputed his righteousness by their faith. And he breaks it down even further. He tells the Jews that the Jews became heirs by obeying laws, but then the faith has no value. So if they got to the heirship, or they got to be heirs by obeying laws, then faith has no value. And I love what he says next, because he says, where there is no law, there is no transgressions. And we know that that is not correct. And the promise comes by faith. Remember, the law is just that mirror that we use to evaluate who we are and our standards so that we may be conformed to Christ. But the law doesn't save us. It is our faith in Jesus Christ that saves us. And I love Paul's argument, because he's really trying to break down to those who are part of this church and the conflict that's going on in this church between the Jewish converts and the Gentiles, that, listen, none of you are greater than the other. Both of you are pretty much the same, because both of you have faith and knowledge of Jesus and believing in Jesus Christ as being the Son of God and being the conduit of our salvation. So we're out of word, we're out of time, but not out of word. And so I thank God for each and every one of you all. Pray you've had a blessed week. I've had a blessed week, and I pray God's favor and blessings upon each and every one of you. Look forward to seeing you soon in the sanctuary. Be blessed.